Hi guys, welcome back to Big Cat Sightings Northwest UK. I hope you've all been doing well since the last seen you. Hope you and the family are okay. And I hope you've been out looking for cats, and I hope you've all got some reports or encounters or any stories to like to share. Please do. But I come on because I got a story the other day that come onto the site, Big Cat site, and it was yeah, I'll get it up now. It was about a sighting in Delemere Forest. Yeah, it was actually reported to Puma Watch. But new sighting at Delemere Forest. The animal spotted at around 3:45 p.m. yesterday afternoon. This is like 6 days ago, by the way. But anyway, read the full story to you. It should be interesting. I do get tongue tied a lot. Hey, sighting Delemere Forest. A witness has reported spotting a large black cat-like animal near the edge of Delemere Forest at approximately 3:45 on Monday, the 11th of May 2006. The creature was seen retreating from the open land back into the tree line, close to a private fishing lake in Delemere area. Andy told Puma Watch, driving out of a private lake near Delemere Forest, I spotted a large, fully black cat-like animal walking back into the forest from the open land. The size and tail were the most vivid image. I was driving slowly, so I did not manage to get any pictures. Delemere Forest is the largest area of woodland in Cheshire, covering approximately 2,400 acres, and has a long history of mysterious animal reports stretching back centuries. The forest dense woodland proximity to open farmland and network of lakes and streams makes it well suited terrain for a solitary predator with a wide hunting range. So you got a little bit tongue tied. The Cheshire area much broadly has seen a significant number of big cats in the reports in the recent years. Sightings are recorded near Frodsham, Cheshire, and alongside the Sandstone Trail, or within a relatively distance of Delemere Forest. Someone texted me then and put me off. Sorry. Yeah, this is it's just bringing up that video that we've seen before, the one with the cat in the background. You'll see it at the top come running across. It does show you the zoom in version if you don't see it. Yeah, here's the zoomed in version. So you've got the shine. See it? Look how fast it moves. No cat or not domestic or fox or anything moves that fast. I'm sorry, but it just shots off like a cheetah. Obviously, it's not, but the speed of it, it's definitely looks like some feline to run that fast, I'd say. It says under the Dangerous Wild Animal Act 1976, it became illegal to keep big cats, such as pumas, without a licence in the UK, as we all know, and it is widely believed that some owners release their animals into the wild rather than complying with the legalization. Sorry, oh my God, legalization. Um, and the population of big cats have since established itself across parts of the British countryside. Have you seen a cat in your area? You can report it with your sighting online. So either Puma Watch ourselves, Big Cat Sightings, Northwest UK, or sighted Big Cats. Big Cats in the UK, sightings in the UK. Oh, there's loads of sites. We all work together, and we'd love to hear your stories if you have any. I've been working in Frodsham this year. Been doing a bit, but early in the year I did what I believe was a mating call. I did when I went to Frodsham 2 weeks ago now. I did find carcasses, but they looked a little bit old, so like they're all like in the same age. Like they all like died at the same time, but it was like instead of being it looked quiet compared to you know times before when it'd been. But anyway, yeah. So I believe there is one on the loose around Delemere, and I just can't get over there at the minute. And I was gonna go and do some work down here by just by the River Mersey, but you've got more nature reserve on that side, and you got the back of the Fiddler's Ferry on that side going up to Warrington, where I believe that it goes all the way to that Mersey it thins and goes all the way up to Wigan and all sorts of I don't know it connects to Manchester Canal and you probably know better than me, but yeah, but I believe the cats are using that to get around. They like rivers. There's plenty of rabbits and on the marshes. You can get over the marsh without getting seen. They're all by, you know, workplaces and people. Not many people go over will see them, but you know what I'm saying. It's you get around easy without getting seen. Wow. Right. Sorry, I'm just a bit tired. But yeah, I was trying to think of anything else. But well, yeah, what it says about the mysterious creatures, I wanted to mention that actually, because it makes you think that they got stories going back, mysterious creatures. Yeah, this is what's been seen in Delemere over the years. Screams, werewolves, and saber-toothed cats, dragons, lizards, and ghosts. Hey, hang on 1 second. I'll read it out to you now. Bet the whistle. And that dog is doing my head in. Oh my god. Shut up, Dottie. Reading. Right. This is the screens werewolves, saber-toothed tigers, dragons, lizards, and ghosts. Right. Delemere Forest. Oh, this is really small writing. Oh, where's my glasses? I'll try my best anyway. Delemere Forest is the largest area of woodland in Cheshire. The name means forest of lakes. It is 2,400 acres. We just heard that in the other story. Delemere Forest is what is left of two important ancient forests known as Mara and Mondrum. These medieval forests stretch from the Mersey to the north, to Nantwich to the south, to Gowie to the west, and to the Weaver to the east, with a host of rivers and streams interconnecting. Uh, Throughout the vast Haitian woodland, historians believe the forest was used by Anglo-Saxons for hunting, but the history of the area can be traced back much further to the Iron Age man. At the top of Edwardsbury Hill near Delemere Station, there is what is known to believe to be an Iron Age fort, which historians believe was rebuilt by elders. I can't even say it, but it was I remember that name. It was on that with the Vikings and Runcorn, but never mind. Effelder. But anyway, I can't say that word. Workforce in year 940, so 914, year 1914, that's the hell, well before Christ. It is written in the Anglo-Saxon Chronicle that she has established a fort at Esbrid Effeld. Oh, it says that name again. Effelder. Also was known as the Lady of the Merchants, who ruled Mercia in England and the Midlands in 911 until death in 1918. 918, sorry. Oh my god, I should have gotten on getting paid for this stuff. And oh yeah, this is about the road that they've made through Delemere. The A54 road runs through the forest and it is laid above the site of the old Roman road. We find this with many of the cryptid reports that they come across in the UK. Delemere Forest is no exception. According to local historians, Delemere Forest is so old it has scars from Ice Age glaciers, which were here around 10,000 years ago, and its origins go back into the mists of time. Rumours and reports of strange animals in Delemere Forest can be dated back to the Romans, and the Romans cut a straight road through the forest to connect the fortress town of Chester to the salt mines of Northwich. The Romans reported hearing loud roars and unknown beasts, and frequently found deer and wild boar torn apart within the forest itself. There were also stories that some soldiers went in there and went missing trying to find the strange animal. In the Middle Ages, there were reports of a monster at large in the forest. It was described as a dragon with a grey-black scales, which ate sheep, deer, wild boar, and even some of the locals. Some reports say the creature used to take the river near what is now Ellesmere Port via seaside cave. Sorry, Ellesmere Port Ellesmere Port via seaside cave. The reports of something at large in Delemere Forest continue throughout the centuries. In 1882, a solicitor, a justice of peace, signed Aphrodite's, whatever they're called, stating that they had seen a lizard creature 200 foot in length swimming through the coastal waters of Liverpool Bay, headed inland. The same year, there were reports of a large animal in the north of Delemere Forest. In April 1974, 6 people encountered an enormous animal which looked like a saber-toothed tiger. The official's explanation for that was nothing more than a fox, but with 4 of the witnesses were wildlife experts and were insulted by the explanation. One hot summer afternoon in 1985, 3 people saw something which sent them running for their lives. A Mr. and Mrs. Taylor of Hale Wood, that's not far from where I used to live. Sorry, Miss Taylor from Hale Wood were hiking through a forest when they came up upon what looked like an overgrown elephant in the clearing. The animal was in the shade and it gave off a terrible stench. The Tails suddenly stopped in the tracks when they saw the animal had a head like a dinosaur. It just looked like a small Tyrannosaurus Rex. The finger was asleep and it was breathing slowly and making a snorting sound. Suddenly, a man came on the scene and shouted, "Oh my God!" It turned on its heels and ran off. Mr. and Mrs. Taylor held on to one another, turned around and walked trembling. They heard a thud behind them and started to run. They never looked back once. They met a park ranger and told them about the incredible encounter. He didn't look at all surprised and just shook his head. That same month, strange howling noises were heard in the forest, and someone or something snapped the trunk of a thick tree in half. The next report came in to me by email. This is not me. This is on the next. This is what it says. The next report came in by email. The witness stated I had something happen in the forest many, many years ago, uh, aged 81 and 82. Oh, yeah, it just says many, many years ago, 81, 82. So around when I was born. I saw nothing with, I saw nothing with my eyes, but I heard something that made the most audible noise. It sounded like an enormous donkey screaming. Oh, that's what I've always thought, tried to convince myself it was. I have been up at Burton Wood services, and most of us youngsters did then. Myself and my friends left there around 2:15 a.m. We were all on motorbikes. We never discussed going to Delemere Forest, but it seemed to end up there. Always seemed to end up there. On that night, the forest did feel really dark. My friends were winding each other up about monsters and stuff and that they had seen out there. We left and wanted a smoke. We parked up on a bike over the road from the woods, and we were standing there, all three of us, saw figures, a, a few dressed in purple robes, and around 30 other priests walking along together. Weird. It's not a real proper picture, but yeah. Witness reports by Adam. Me and the group of four friends were out late one Friday night in Delemere Forest, walking along the designated trail just past Goay. It was a wild, windy evening, and the rain was coming down pretty heavy as we dropped stopped just off a small fork in the path. Don't know what the hell that was. That was a bit of a mouthful. Sorry. Yeah, pretty. He said the rain was coming down pretty heavy as we stopped just off a small fork in the path. That's what it says. Sorry about me tongue tie. As we as 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 we all huddled together back to back under a large golfing volley, avoiding drips, and suddenly we became aware of a presence looking at us from something nearby, which spooked the whole group. I started scanning the surrounding area, which was pitch black, and for some reason I had the urge to look back into the direction towards the crossroads of the path we had come off. To my horror, I could see two eyes looking back at me at my waist height, not even 10 foot away from us, in a thin bushy hedgerow. Suddenly it began moving to the right most instantly, right across the path we had just walked from. The way we would have walked back up to the car. That's what it was, the way he would have walked back to the car, I said. To the best of my ability, all I could say is I saw an extremely large black wolf-like creature on all fours, which didn't turn its head or lose eye contact with me the whole time. It crossed the path, glaring at me with a vacant expression before disappearing into the denser shrubs along the path beyond, and absolutely freaked at this point as my nerves had gone. The walk back to the car became a rather quick and nervous journey back past to the go ape, and as the feeling of being watched returned, but this time everyone felt it strongly. I may have been 25 years old and 6 foot and 180 pounds, but I'm not ashamed to say I ran like a little girl and the last 100 yards to the car. This is Adam. The hell goes on for quite a while. This is just different reports of this mysterious going on, all different weird things. Last year, over the summer of 2019, two members of the BBR did a number of night investigations here in the forest. On one occasion, along the satellite trail. They're getting so scared by the things that could see around them, that they could see around them, and the activity of breaking branches, grunts, growls, caused them to call the police, who arrived around 8 a.m. and escorted the men from the area. Both gentlemen described being watched from the tree line by upright canine creatures. So, so I think it's about werewolves. Where am I? They did state that no matter how hard it was staying in the tent until morning he said no matter how hard was staying in the tent until morning was, the only other alternative was to walk out in the dark through the area they were being watched from. This was the second occasion two people camping in the forest close to the lake area have reported feeling being watched from within the trees. On one occasion, stones were thrown to move the campers away from the area. A strategy worked a treat. Just up the road from the forest are situated within the grounds and the well-known stately home. There was a report of a creature I feel may be connected to the reports in the forest. Hi, I would like to report the incident that up to now I have only told my family, but here it goes. I was on my way to Northwich in Cheshire last spring when my hand. Oh, sorry. I can't see my eyes. My eyes are going bad now. Sorry, guys. Oh God, where was I? Oh yeah, shit. I would like to report an incident that up to now I have only told my family, but here it goes. I was on my way to Northwich in Cheshire last spring when my Land Rover broke down. We were in the countryside next to a large stately home I used to work for called Tattoo Estate. God, I really need glasses now. It's starting to burn my eyes. You see me face going red. Oh, it's only a little bit I think left. Oh no, it's quite a lot. Oh, but yeah, that's some of them anyway. Hang on, let's say this one a minute. Quick read. Yeah, this one, just see, because what makes me think about these? Some of these could have been big cat sightings, and misidentity. You only see a big body and you don't see the head, and you'd think that, and you don't know about big cats, and you see a big black animal, or even if it's brown, or you don't see its head. You don't your mind would put bits and bits together and make. Like this woman thought she'd seen an elephant, the elephant, yeah, and definitely not. But yeah, here it goes. It was just me and my dog in the car, and we had to wait on the country road between the woods, between the woods from the rescue truck. Well, the sun went down, and I turned my lights on, and so the other traffic could see the car. No street lights. It began to rain, another rain again, and my dog kept looking out into the woods to our left. He was whining, but he had been in the car now for 2 hours, so I put it down to that. But a thing, I have no clue what it was, crossed the road from the edge of the truck light. I could only see it crawl like it was on its belly across the road over into the woods to the other side. It was fur covered, light brown or just brown. Really, probably an hedgehog. But as it was so dark, I could only see it. I assumed it was lighter, but my mind said, "What the hell is that?" So a brown thing on its belly going along from a distance, probably a big fatter jug, and you couldn't. Yeah, I could see that being or something like that, or a badger, and the lights made it look a bit more brownish with the light on it. I don't know. That's a weird one. Yeah. Is it any more? Oh yeah, she's still carrying on. She's seeing this thing going across the road. She's like, "Oh, what's she looking at?" So for another hour, I racked my brains trying to place this creature. It crawled like a soldier on its belly. I can't remember seeing a tail. It was big, at least as big as a man. A man, bloody hell! Sorry, with no joke then. I thought I was finished that story. That park is full of DM pheasants. I'm not sure to this day what I saw. It moved. It moved like a skulking cat. Do anyone know what a skulking cat is? But the size was too large to be a cat. Its belly must have been touching the ground. The way it was moving, my lights at this point were getting dim and my battery was drained, so it was not clear. It was very fast, not slow, like a person, but it had arms. It had arms and legs. So why it had arms and legs? So why I said crawled like a man. But after thinking, did I go down the big cat route? Because what else could it have been? I did get a sketch that I can't find for at the moment. The sketch was of a Sasquatch crawling on its belly. I remember thinking, just look like the creature I'd seen. Could there be hominids? Hominids in the UK? Was it possible? I myself doubt it was a man, but some other creatures. But some other creatures, she's saying, not known to me, and to this day, I'm still unsure as of what it was I saw. Oh dear, that's a cracker, that one. Yeah. As we moved all directions from all the reports of cryptic creatures to all four corners, they conclude a female bipedal wolf that watches a young man from the trees. He sees her from his bedroom window and house and edge of the town. What the hell? Footprint found in the snow. Um, she found it in 19. Didn't say what footprint or what. The Hale Village werewolf. And and the black and night wolf. The black and the night wolf. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. Alright then, guys. So yeah, I thought to share that with you anyway. I thought it was a bit funny and that, but some of it does make you think. These misidentified creatures could have been cats. What else could they have been? And and to be honest, I know it sounds mad, but it takes a lot for them to come out with saying what they saw, especially when he admitting that it's weird. So they must have seen something. So what else could it have been? I tell you, let us know your thoughts in the comments, guys, and I should see you soon. I'll be doing a video about my next adventure, going out looking for big cats. Oh, it's been hard this year, guys. I hope you get some reports. Keep your ears and eyes out. If you see anything, and let me know. I'd love to hear your story, and we can even come on and do a podcast or something. So, but till then, guys, I should let you go because I've just kept you for the last half an hour chatting, mystical, whatever. So, thanks for watching. Goodbye, everyone.